All right. So hi, everyone. My name is Adnan Saeed. I'm at Toronto Metropolitan University. So as I said, kindly please keep your mics muted and your videos turned off as we are now on live stream. You're joining us today for the Experience MedTech information session. To start, let's do a land acknowledgement. The lands we're on here, where I am, I'm in the Toronto or the Tuckaronto area. So Tuckaronto is in the dish with one spoon territory. The dish with one spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabes, Mississaugas, and the Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers, such as us settlers, have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. And we hope to carry ourselves in this way on this land. So with that, I want to jump right in to what is the MedTech Talent Accelerator. As I do this, what I actually want to see is, one, if you could kindly tell me in the chat for this Zoom, if you can tell me in the chat what level of program you're in. Are you in a master's or a PhD program? What is the name of your program and which university? If you can please put that in the chat for me. So again, level of program, name of program, and which university. If I request all participants to please put that in the chat. So as we do this, so essentially the MedTech Talent Accelerator is a training program designed to launch the next generation of industry-ready talent for the Canadian medical technology sector. We are doing this in collaboration with our university here called the Toronto Metropolitan University, but also McGill University, University of Calgary, Dalhousie University, as well as our biomedical zone, which is an incubator here, and as well as our national industry association for the medtech industry called MedTech Canada. So we're doing this in collaboration and in partnership with all these organizations. And the essential focus of our program is that, as I see in the chat, what I'm seeing is, you're all in either master's or PhD programs. You're in either McGill, Dalhousie, or Calgary here, or TMU. And the way we in post-secondary are educating you, or you're working on earning this degree through our post-secondary institutions, is we're basically making you discipline-specific experts. So be it biomedical engineering, neuroscience, or other areas. So those are where you're learning the subject matter that captures that topic, and you're becoming an undergrad or a master's level or a PhD level expert on that topic. As soon as you finish these post-secondary degrees and you go out in the economy to find a job, the way the economy is structured is as an industry. So there's different industries in the economy. There's financial services, there's medtech, there's pharma, there's biotech, there's infrastructure. You can think of water, energy. These are all different sectors or spaces that are organized in a different way than what our post-secondary is organized in the way you've taken your program with us, with any of our institutions. So what is important then is that as you're transitioning from our post-secondary space into the economy in developing and pursuing your careers, it's really important we orient you to these industries. And the focus of our program is on the medical technology industry. And our goal in our training and in our placement program, this called Experience MedTech, is that we're able to help you orient yourself to the medtech industry and also potentially land a placement through us as you're about to graduate from your degrees. So how does this fit with your graduate program. So our MedTech Talent Accelerator is seen as what is called a co-curricular program. So this program is not linked to your degree requirements. So you don't need to do this program to graduate from your degrees. This is programming the universities are providing to you as something to layer on top of the requirements you're doing for your degree in order for you to gain opportunities in the medical technology sector space. So what we call our co-curricular program. We run, as you can see from the slide, we run these two bubbles of activities. One is called Explore MedTech, and here we're really attracting leaders from the industry to run what we call the innovation seminars, and we have a library of our innovation seminars on our website. I really request you to go through that on our website and see what topics were covered there. We've been doing this for almost 3 years now. So we've had all of our speakers actually recorded, and it's on our website like as a library. And the idea with these seminars is that we share with you key insights about the industry through the leaders in the industry. So we invite a variety of leaders and get them to share a variety of topics that are important in their portfolios and share that with you as new talent so that you can make an informed decision about wanting to work in the medtech industry. And we also host a hackathon a year, and this is meant to be, an example innovation challenge that we invite you to participate in. And you can you participate in it, you get into groups, we present a challenge to you through our industry partners, and then you have about 3 weeks to work in your groups to propose a solution back to us. And the judges are from the industry as well. So just to kind of plug a note here, we are running our next hackathon in starting late January. I believe it's January 30th. So please check out our LinkedIn page or our website. And you should be able to see some brief information there. We will be putting out more information for registration in the near future. So that is coming up. And we're open to, so this Explore MedTech side, you're open to take and participate in these activities while you're in your graduate program. You don't need to be in your final year. The Experience MedTech program is the one where you need to be specifically around your final year, final semesters, where you are joining the Experience MedTech program. And in this, what we're offered to you as we offer you first and foremost, what we need you to have is an orientation to the industry. What is MedTech? What is the MedTech industry? What is it about? And what are some key considerations you need to have if you're looking to work in the MedTech industry? And I'll go through what we have as modules in another slide. We also facilitate a job shadow as well as an internship through this program, and we offer you some professional development modules as well and EDI related modules. The end goal of this Experience MedTech program is to have you oriented to industry and have you present, and through our program we present our talent, which is you, to our industry partners. We have a roster of at least 100 plus medtech companies that we reach out to on a regular basis, and then present you as talent to them to consider to hire for an internship. The bare minimum that you can expect from an internship that is facilitated through us is $10,000 per 4 months. That's the bare minimum that we facilitate. We don't go lower than that. That's actually quite low. And we do leave open to the industry or to our partners to offer what they see as competitive rates above that to you for consideration. So this is not an unpaid program. This is a paid internship program. So if you do land an internship through us, it will be paid. And that would be something that would be sorted out upfront. So this slide, the next one, is just to kind of give you an example of the companies that we've worked with and have taken talent from us. Every single one here that you see the logos of, they've taken a talent from us over the last 3 years, at least one, if not more. And the kinds of roles that they've hired are shown on the left here. So you can see the types of roles that are being considered, that interns are talent are being considered for. So you can get an idea of what you can potentially see as internship opportunities coming through our program. And here in this next slide, what I'm showing to you is essentially, this is our industry orientation that we offer to you. So this training is made available to you immediately as soon as we can verify that you're eligible to be in our program. We make this training available to you, and this is, and I'm being very clear about this is self-paced training. So we have a learning management system we give you access to, and we've developed, we've spent a lot of time engaged industry and the community in the medtech space and developed these different modules that you see on the slide, so that you can get a better understanding of the medtech industry. And so as you can see, badge 1 is about business and commercialization. Badge 2 is focused on R&D. We do have a badge fully dedicated to professional development. And we've recently launched our 4th badge, which focuses on giving you a better comprehension of the healthcare system on the healthcare structure that's in place here in Canada and also in other jurisdictions. Because essentially, if you're working in medtech, you're developing technologies that are to be used in the healthcare space. So it's important you understand what the healthcare space looks like, how are they structured, how does procurement happen when you are trying to sell a device to a hospital, for example, and what those structures look like. And we've also shown you in this 4th badge, we show you some simulations that are done through our partner Unity Health Toronto, where they actually simulate diagnosis and treatment of a patient with healthcare practitioners and show you how medical technologies are being used in action. And we also have a VR experience that we've developed for you to pretend that you're the technologist using the ultrasound or the MRI, just so that you can see how practitioners are actually using these technologies in the healthcare space. So this is training, again, every person that is eligible to be in the Experience MedTech program, which I'll go through in another slide just now, will get access to this training, and it will be on you to complete this in a timely way. Now, eligibility here. So this is really important for you to see. We do open multiple rounds in each of our calls for application from students. So that's why we have, so what we first and foremost need is that you need to be in one of our partner university programs. So you need to be enrolled as a graduate student at either TMU, McGill, in any medtech related program, and for University of Calgary and Dalhousie, you must be in the BME program, the biomedical engineering program. So that's a first and foremost requirement. And then in terms of your coursework requirement and research, this is also important. As I mentioned to you, the Experience MedTech program is for final year students. So what we need you to be done is all your research and bench work for your theses need to be completed, and you need to be in the writing phase of your thesis on these following dates that I'll walk you through. And this must be confirmed by your supervisor. So this is really important. We do not enroll any candidates without the permission of their thesis supervisors. And we have a form that I'll reference in a little bit that you can download, and we'll need your supervisor to sign off on it in order for you to be considered by our program. So let's get into the dates a little bit. So we are running 3 rounds right now that you can apply for, depending on where you are in your master's or PhD in the final year. So if you are going to be done your research work and will be ready to start writing your thesis by December 31st, then you can enroll in our January internship round. So this means that you would be available full-time to work for a company for a 4 or 8 month period depending on whether you're a master's or PhD, starting January 2023. And so the idea here is that you will remain a student, but you will be doing your writing in the evenings and weekends, and you will be able to dedicate your daytime to an internship for 4 or 8 months, starting January of 2023. Our next round is for May 2023, and again, same thing. You need to be done. You need to have an estimated end date for your bench work as around April 30th, 2023, and this has to be verified by your supervisor, signed off by your supervisor, that they also see that that estimate is accurate. And then you would be selecting the May 2023 round for your internship through our program. And then we also have the September round. So again, same thing, you need to be estimating that by August of 2023, you'll be done your research and benchwork and be into writing so that you can then take an internship on in September. Now, in terms of application and enrollment, how does this work? So we have an application form linked on our website. You have to go into prospective students, how to apply and the application process, and you'll find the link there. The deadline for this round is to apply by November 20th. And as soon as you're seen as eligible, we will be giving you access to our MedTech course. And then that will be given access to you by January of 2023. And the intent here is that regardless of which time slot you're applying for internship, by the time an internship is starting, you will be done this training. And that's a commitment that we're asking you to make to us, because that's the commitment we present to our industry employers, noting that, we are putting through our candidates through this industry orientation or industry readiness training, and that on day one of the internship, they will have completed this set of training and comprehend the basics of the industry by that time point. So in terms of how the internship process works, so this essentially, we are a facilitator of internships in this process. We reach out to our company partners and we make our new cohorts available to them to consider for any internship they may have in their business. And they make the decision to request interviews with specific candidates through our platform. And then those candidates will get emails from us saying that company X is interested in doing an interview with you for a specific job, and we provide you with a job posting at the time. And then that's the moment where you decide whether you want to take the interview or not. It's a yes or no. If you take the interview, then that is then scheduled based on the availability of you both, so that you can then do the interview, and then whoever the company decides to make an offer to after the interview process, they would do that and we would facilitate it from there. So a key thing to note here about these internships, these are not guaranteed internships. This is us telling you that we're going to put you forward in front of at least 100+ companies for them to consider you for internships. It is completely up to them to make the decision to interview you or make an offer to you for internship. It is not in our control. So that's very clear. And then the way I want to indicate this is also that, if you are an individual that is looking for a very, very specific type of role in a specific medtech company that you saw a logo of in one of my previous slides, we're really not the program for you then. We really are looking for talent that are open to considering a variety of opportunities that may be presented to them and be open to taking them on as a first step, as a first job in the medtech industry. So again, if you're very specific, this is not the program for you to apply to. I want to be very clear. And why I'm saying this is that, once you reject, if you are able to get interviews through us and you reject a maximum of 3 interviews through us, at that time we consider you ineligible for our program and we draw you from our talent pool. And then the same thing with the offer. So imagine you do an interview and you're presented an offer and you decline it. We give you that opportunity to decline 2 times. If you do it a 3rd time, then at that point, we don't see that you're a fit with the way we've structured our program. Again, our focus of our program is foot in the door, first experience, internships for new talent in the medtech industry. So you're open to a variety of roles, and the roles that will be presented to you will be from employers that have reviewed your resume, that have seen a little pitch from you describing why you want to be in the medtech industry, and then they think that you would be a good fit you may be a good fit for that job that they're looking to hire you for. So the employer already thinks that, based on what they've reviewed, you're worthy of being interviewed for that job. So they're already coming to the table, kind of showing their intention to you that you may be a good fit for their role. So once they present an interview to you and an offer to you, it should be in the same kind of space of or the field as the subfield you're kind of building your expertise in. It should be around that space where you get a role around. So for you to decline such opportunities would hamper our collaboration with our industry partners. So we do restrict that to a maximum of 3 for the interviews as well as for the offers that you may be presented. And then just in terms of internship start dates, as I've mentioned through the previous slide, we're running right now for if you're eligible for January, May, or September 2023 internships. So the next piece I want to get into is, how to prepare your application if you're looking to apply in this round. And I do want to say that, please, I do already see a question in the chat. I will address these questions after this presentation is completed. So feel free as I'm going through this presentation for you to leave the questions in the chat, and I will go through all of them with you. So in terms of how to prepare your application, so here, the first and foremost thing that you can see here is that we need a confirmation from your supervisor. So in terms of gaining that confirmation, there is a PDF that we provided to you. Sorry, I see somebody's video is turned on. Please, if you don't mind turning that off, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So in terms of the confirmation from supervisor, there is a PDF form. I can briefly show it to you actually. As you can see in this form, we need you to indicate your full name, your supervisor's name, your program of study, and your estimated year of graduation. And then what you have to do is check mark which one you're eligible for, and we need a sign off from you and your supervisor on this. This is probably the first thing you should do is get this sign off if you're looking to apply in our current round. This is essential. We actually get this we get this verified through your university to make sure that it was appropriately signed and it's all checked off, that you seem to be eligible for the categories and the timelines you've check mark here. So this is very important. Please do this first before you do anything else to apply to us. And then once you have that, you need to then work on your resume. So these are resumes that we are going to be presenting to our industry partners. We are really looking for you to spend a bit of time and make your resumes as crisp as possible. No typos, no formatting issues, no changing in fonts and things like that on your resume. Those are really important. We do recommend that each of your institutions that you're at, we have incredible career centers, and there are career consultants that do such resume reviews and give feedback. We request you to please do at least one round of that before submitting your resume to us, or at least get a friend to look at it or someone that can give you feedback so you can improve it before you give it to us as a good quality resume. So if the applications are of poor quality, so the resume is of poor quality, we do give you one chance to review it, but if it's really bad quality, we may be rejecting your application. So I do want to share that with you. And we have a novel ask of you as you prepare your resume, and it's a bit counterintuitive, so that's why I'm going to explain this. So essentially, in terms of your contact information, so the way we make your applications, your resumes available to our partners, it is in the public domain. It's an open link. No one needs to log in to be able to actually access our database. They do need to give us the organization information before they can get access to our talent bank, but it isn't through a login. So for privacy reasons, we request you, and this is a request you to actually remove your full name from your resume. All we want to see on your top of your resume is your initials. We need you to remove your entire home address. We don't want to know your exact home address. We don't want an email from you on the resume. We don't want a phone number for you, okay, on the resume. The only thing we want you to indicate other than your initial at the top is which city you're in and province. You can do it something like Toronto, Ontario, like I've done it here. And the way you get contacted through our partners is through our platform. And again, that is a consent-based process. They go in, they review a resume without this kind of naming information in it, and then they select you for an interview. We send the interview request to you, and once you say yes to that interview, then only your name information is revealed and your email is revealed to the partner as part of setting up a calendar invite for the interview. Until that point, we keep your name and your email and your contact information away from a partner, a company partner that's reviewing the resume, and that is essentially to protect your privacy and because we are putting this in a platform that is easily accessible by industry. All right, so please, this is very important. We will not be taking in your resumes if these things are not done in them. And this is a novel ask from us. Yeah, a key thing I would recommend to include in your resumes, one thing that industry keeps mentioning to us is that, project management knowledge or experience is important. So how do you manage a project? So if you look at, how do you start a project? How do you end it? How do you set up the milestones in a project? So please consider doing some kind of Googling about this so that you better understand what this is. And if you have done some sort of a LinkedIn Learning type module on it, or, we will, through our own training, we have a set of modules just about project management. I request you to actually highlight that and be doing that in your resume so that they see that you are being trained on this or you have some understanding of this. And also last piece around resume, we don't want you to submit 5-6 page CVs. The maximum your resume should be is 2 pages. So please keep it to that. It needs to be short and sweet. It shouldn't be long and lengthy so that it takes too much time to review. So 2 pages is what I would recommend you go with in setting up your resume. The third item so these are items you need to prepare beforehand, before you show up to our application form, which is a Google form. Before you show up to it to submit a form, you need to have these 5 elements prepared in advance. So please don't leave it for the last day or the last minute. This will take some time. Please give it the time it needs so that it's of good quality and we're presenting our best to our industry partners. So the third item that you need to prepare in advance is a pitch. So this is essentially, we give you 650 characters, which is probably about 3 to 4 sentences. And we want you to write a pitch about why you want to work in the medtech industry. And it's a replacement for a usual cover letter, and it's meant to be smaller just so that we can understand from you that what is your reason to want to work in the medtech industry. And we make this available to our industry partners so they will read this text that you write. So and it's a replacement for a cover letter in our process. And the fourth item that we ask you to do, again, this is also a unique ask for a program. It actually comes directly from our industry partners. They would like to see a 1-minute interview sample from our candidates. So what we want you to do in this, it's a behavioral question. In a 1-minute video, what we want you to do is answer this question. If your manager asks you to complete or do a task or project and you don't know how to do it, what would you do about that? So please, I want you to just use your cell phone or your computer camera, and just like you're joined here, you likely have a camera. I can see for most of the participants have their cameras off. So just a 1-minute video, record it, responding to this question. Please consider the background. Please consider what you're wearing. Consider it as, a mock interview that we're getting you to do here for 1 minute, where you're responding to an interview question. So you present yourself professionally. One key thing we don't want you to do is please do not edit your videos. So some of you, and especially in this day and age, you're probably quite skilled in editing and adding a variety of animations or whatever or filters or whatever it may be into videos. We don't want any of that. We simply want a 1-minute video, you looking in the camera, responding to this interview question. It should be an MP4 format. I imagine some of you do use Mac. We do have trouble with the .mov files. So please, I request you to try and make it work as that you export an MP4 file for the 1-minute video that you do. And we are very strict on this 1-minute piece too. Like if your video is longer than a minute, we are going to ask you once to fix it. If you don't fix it, then we will actually withdraw your application. So it cannot be more than 1 minute. All right. So that's on the behavioral question. And then the last piece is, this is your unofficial transcript. So we want you to download it from your post-secondary institution system so that we can review it and make sure and verify that you are in your final phases of your degree. We do not share your transcript with anyone. No one other than our administrative staff who are checking to make sure you're eligible sees your transcript. So we do not make your transcript available to industry. They do not know what your GPA is. They don't know what grades you got, and we don't want to give that information. Okay, so this will not be shared with anybody else. It's only for us to be able to do an administrative review and make sure that you are eligible for the program. So with that, I think that concludes all the details I wanted to share with you here for the MedTech Talent Accelerators Experience MedTech program. So I do hope you'll consider applying to us. And I'm really open to any questions you may have now. What I will do is I will be quickly stopping the recording as well as the live stream, and then we can get into the questions.